Your English is very good. How long did it take you to learn English once you got here?
It was
Whenever I hear someone tell me my English is very good, it does something to me that I can't explain. Like it kind of boils my blood, or I can't particularly explain it, but it just gives me that crazy kind of ick. Like, your English is very good. Oh, you speak English so well. Oh, you write so well. Oh, you sound so this, you sound so that. I'm like, gee, that's literally by definition my native language. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm Nigerian as well, so which means our country we speak 520 languages. There are 520 languages found in Nigeria. However, we have an official language called English, and English is basically the language of instruction for most people in Nigeria, or let me say for most educated Nigerians since birth. So, for example, I think in English literally. I think in English. I do my maths in English. I talk in English. If I were to translate a language to another and try to understand it, try to conceptualize it, it would be me translating it to English. So, and that applies to a whole lot of Nigerians as well. A whole lot of Nigerians. And sometimes when people actually try to speak a different language to me, I'm trying to process that information in English language, and that applies to a whole lot of Nigerians. And Nigeria is actually what people think the US is, and that's why I'm always surprised when when we are being asked for IELTS, all this Cambridge test and all of these things, whereas they don't actually ask people from the US all of this for all of these tests. Nigeria is actually the most populous country with English as its only official language. So Nigeria is actually what people think the US is in terms of that, because Nigeria is actually the most populous country with English as its only official language. The US as a country does not have an official language, and there are states in the US that could the states in the US could have their own official language. So it has been dedicated to the state level in the US. Whereas in Nigeria, we have just one official language, and that's English. So, for example, a state like Alaska in the US has over 26 official languages. I think it's like 27 or 29 or 28. So, and that's just one state in the US. So, but whereas that does not exist in Nigeria, we just have one official language, which is English, and is the language of instruction for a lot of people in Nigeria since birth. Even though we have our own regional languages and all of these things, we still have English as that official language because we could not choose any of the regional languages without picking a side. So in order to actually work as a fully functioning federal system, we had to choose a language that was neutral. So we chose a language that was foreign to us rather than one of the languages there, so we don't actually favor the bias of, or we don't actually seem bias to any particular social group.